If you've ever bought a sports card in July or August, paid full price, then thought, I swear this card was cheaper a few months ago, this video is for you. April doesn't get enough respect in the hobby. Most people are locked in on the NBA playoffs or the MLB season that's just getting started or the NFL draft hype. Everyone's chasing whatever's hot right now. But April is actually one of the best buying windows of the entire year. Not because anything flashy is happening, but because the timing is right. Certain cards are sitting at their lowest prices, and sellers are quietly adjusting on guys that people are going to be very excited about in a few months. I learned this the hard way, overpaying during peak hype for cards I could have grabbed in the spring for a fraction of the price. That's what made me start paying very close attention to April. My name is Eric Michael. I've been buying and selling sports cards since 2015, coming up on almost 11 years now. Everything I share on this channel is about making this hobby accessible, transparent, and practical in a way that actually works in real life. So without further ado, 7 cards I would start hoarding right now. Number 1, Cam Ward. So Cam Ward is an interesting one, and you have to be very careful when buying Cam Ward. Cam Ward's value is lower than Jackson Dart, Tyler Shuck, some guys that are much hyped. But Cam Ward's cards just came out. So what happens with a lot of newer cards that come out is they actually go down as the season gets closer. So you have to be very picky. Some cards I might recommend looking at are his downtowns. They've settled out at about $1,000 as PSA 10s. And if Cam Ward catches some hype because he's cheap right now, you could see someone like him go up in value. That's number 1. Number 2, VJ Edgecombe, who is a guard for the 76ers, if you don't know who he is. And he has tons of cards out there that are very gradable. So if you do sports cards at the highest level, what you want to do is buy cards while they're cheap, get them graded, right? Grading cards might take 1 to 2 to maybe 3 months, depending on the cards you're buying, and have these cards come back to you, not only getting 10s, which will increase the value, but also these cards will hopefully be worth more when you bought them because of the timing. And VJ Edgecombe is someone that could possibly fit into this mold. Right now, you could buy his Topps Chrome X-Fractor for about $40. A PSA 10 of this card sells for about $250. And these cards gem at about 55% of the time. So you can bulk send these cards to PSA. And when you get these cards back come June, maybe July, VJ Edgecombe and basketball guys will start to gain traction. A lot of the time, these guys start to gain traction and hype around the time of the National Card Show, which is in late July. So it's perfect timing. You buy a card today, you get it graded, it gets a 10, but even if it gets a 9, it's increased in value and you're making money regardless, right? That's the hope. And someone like VJ Edgecombe could possibly fit into that mold. Obviously, none of this is financial advice. I could be totally wrong, but I'm just giving you my viewpoint and my view on the market. That's number 2. Number 3, similar to VJ Edgecombe, is Ace Bailey. This is someone who's probably a little bit more riskier than VJ Edgecombe because he hasn't proven as much, even though he's actually playing kind of well right now. But same thing. You could buy his Topps Chrome X-Fractor for $13. A PSA 10 is above 150, and they grade 38% of the time. Someone like Ace Bailey, who I actually just bought a big card of, but could get tons of hyping. A guy like that could go up a lot in value. I think some of these basketball guys that are not Cooper Flagg or Con Knuppel are so low, you're going to see a lot of them come up a lot in value come June, July, August, because their hype will catch up. Especially some of these guys are going to be starting for the first time. They're going to be on teams where teams are going to be getting a lot better, like the Utah Jazz or someone next year that could be a lot better. That's number 3. Number 4, this is someone who I've talked about a little bit, but Jordan Love. I think he's a pretty safe play. Packers are going to be really good. He's kind of under the radar because people have their focus on all sorts of other quarterbacks. Jordan Love, I love buying his contenders PSA 10s or his silver prisms or really any prism PSA 10s because there's not a lot of them because they weren't printed as much back then in 2020. And they're so hard to grade that you can make a good chunk of money if Jordan Love's value goes up in value. That's number 4. Number 5, along the same lines as Jordan Love, is Trevor Lawrence, another guy who's on a really good team. He's flying under the radar because they didn't end the season the best way possible. And once again, Trevor Lawrence's cards are much shorter printed because his rookie year is 2021 rather than someone like Jaden Daniels or Tyler Shook or Shador Sanders where they have much, much higher print run of their cards. I think Trevor Lawrence is someone under the radar that can go up a lot in value. That's number 5. Number 6, a little bit of a safer play maybe. with maybe not as much upside, but not as much downside, is Bo Nix and Caleb Williams. I kind of group these guys together. Buying their Prism PSA 10s, you can expect their values to go up. Bo Nix is an interesting one. His value has not went up a lot, maybe because he got injured yet, and they got Jalen Waddle. I thought Bo Nix's value would have went up a good chunk after they traded for Jalen Waddle. It is not. So I've started to buy some Bo Nix in anticipation that it will go up in value. Obviously, this is not financial advice. I'm just telling you what I do, and there's no guarantees, but not a bad thing to look at. And number 7, lastly, is Jaden Daniels. His value, you can see it, is slowly going up. It's on a good trajectory. I don't think the Commanders will be that great, but I still do think Jaden Daniels is a really good quarterback. His value dropped in half from this time last year to where it's at now. There's going to be buyers for him while this upcoming season approaches. Someone like Jaden Daniels will be really hot during the National Card Show. I think buying the right cards of his, like his Prism PSA 10s, certain cards of Select, certain cards of Topps Chrome could be really good. And those are 7 guys I'm looking at to buy right now. Hopefully this gave you some value. Like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Cool. Hopefully that gave you guys some value, some newer guys, some older guys that I've talked about. Oh, wow. It's not showing the view count. That's kind of sad. All right. Let's get into it. So there's the phone number below. We're back to the normal phone number because I was using another phone number the last time. There we go. 813-618-2075. Call in. Questions. I'm sure you guys have questions. Phone me, Blazer. We're getting it set up. Don't you guys worry. How many are in... does it say how many are on YouTube? Oh, that's probably why. Well, as long as the chat's right, we're good. All right. Safe got tired of waiting. First caller. Mr. Safe.
Good morning, Eric.
What's up, man? How's it going?
Very well. Back from Mexico, toasted and well.
Oh, that's not a bad life. Not bad.
Yeah.
Where'd you go in Mexico?
I went to Cancun. I took the family. The kids
Nice.
are now old enough to enjoy some parks and some stuff like that.
Nice. Very nice.
Oh. Yeah, so not bad. So I have a question. You remember you told me that, like I told you about that Matthew Schaefer Outburst Young Guns that I got, and the one that count 500. I actually sent them for a 150 service, both of them.
Okay.
And they both gemmed. And now I'm in a pop 1 in Matthew Schaefer Outburst.
Nice.
Yes. So I put it in. I put it in for 10 grand. I got an offer. I didn't put a minimum offer, so I got an offer for like 2,700, 2,800. However, I sincerely think that it should be more, but I want your advice.
Well,
if I run a 3-day auction or 7-day auction, whatever you think it's good. You can see it on on eBay.
Let's see. Outburst. So it's Outburst. Schaefer's SHAEFER, right? Okay. SCH. Got it. All right, let's take a look. So Outburst. All right, I see your card. It's not pop 1. This is not numbered, right?
This is not numbered, but this is like, they like kind of like, compared to silver, to like Prism Silver.
Yeah. Wow. So this is a really hard card to grade. Well, let me.
This is very hard card to grade, and they don't gem that well.
Let's see. Outburst Schaefer.
I've graded about 7 Outbursts, and this is my first 10.
Wait. So really, it says only 1 has been graded with PSA, which is yours.
That's what I'm saying. It's probably because, like I got it the same day and I kind of like shipped it the same day and something like this. There are a few base ones that are graded. There's a clear cut that's graded, a PSA 9. So things like that.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's worth 10 grand. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. But let's take a look here. So this Macklin Celebrini Outburst red. This is not. Is this Celebrini?
Red is numbered to 25.
What'd you say?
Red is number 225.
Yes, but Celebrini, is this his first outburst?
What is that?
Is this his first out? Is this like this is his rookie outburst?
Oh yeah, yeah,
Celebrini?
yeah. This is Young Guns rookie. This is the card. This is the silver. This is the, silver.
No, no. What I'm asking is, this is a Celebrini rookie, the red out of 25.
If it says Young Gun, I'm not looking at your
Because
stream,
his
but
rookie year was last year, right? It was Schaefer draft.
if it's Young Guns, then yes, because Young Guns is only for the first year.
Was Schaefer and Celebrini drafted in the same year?
No, Schaefer is this past year.
Yes.
Celebrini is the year before.
Okay, so this is not his rookie, but okay, let's see. I'm just trying to look at I'm trying to see if okay, so this is tough. 20 see your card raw, what does it do? Like $500-600?
No, it's about. I think it did like 1,200, and then and now it's hovering around like a grand or like 950, 1,100.
I see the last few did 700, 691, and 702.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, but it's like 2,700 is a really strong offer. But I don't know how hard it is to grade because there haven't
very hard.
There haven't been a lot graded.
I've graded literally like about 10 of those, or maybe 7, 8 of those, and I've gotten a 9 in every one of them. Even they looked flawless. And this one is like really like this one. I got a 10, and also I got the grader's note. And the grader's note, it says like virtually flawless card.
Yeah. Let's see. Let me see. I want to see what the multiplier is on like a. Let's see if there's
it's a good comparison if you check Evan Damadov.
Let's see Celebrini from last year, right? Because Schaefer's a top end guy. So.
Okay, do Celebrini, yeah.
Let's see.
So I saw the multiplier is like 4.8.
So Celebrini is worth more than Schaefer, and his raw does like 1,100-1,200, and yours and the PSA 10 of Celebrini does 3,700. So I would actually, but once again, yours is newer and it's more hyped, and you have the first PSA 10. I would try to get like 4,000. And if not, man, I'd actually, if it was mine, there is some risk to what I'm about to say, but I might put it on a 7-day auction because it's the first one, and it'll probably go for a lot. It's risky, but I would.
Should I put a minimum like 2,500? Have 2,700. Should I do a 2,700 minimum and then let it go for 27, and then I actually, because the guy, he's like a collector for Schaefer. That guy because he texted me and he said like, listen, I'm a collector of Schaefer. I don't think this worth more than 27 and change and stuff like that. And I said like, listen, I get it. You might be right, but there could be possibly somebody want to pay more, because it happened to me the other day. I sold a Cooper Flack PSA 10 for like 120. And that was 2 weekends ago, and last weekend it sold for 400. I was like, oh my God.
That'll happen.
Just because it's it was pop 5, and the raw was going for like $30.
Yeah, so personally, I'll tell you. Okay, so like the advice I give to students and what I actually do is sometimes actually a little different because I like risk. If it was my card, I would let it rip at 99 cents. I don't care. I want the more bids and the more action. But if the advice I would give to a student is what you said, like set the minimum at 2,500, let's call it, just so you know it's not going to go for lower. I can't. It'd be tough for that card to go for more than what Celebrini does at 3,700. It could because it's the first one, but you might get like 35, I'd say. But after that, I'd be surprised. But yeah, set the minimum. It's little risk and let it rip. But I would probably do that today or tomorrow if that's your plan, because you don't want other PSA 10s to come into existence.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. And the other one is with another card that's not considered a grail. That's also for him. It's called Count 500,
Okay.
and that's been going for about 200. So you think that it's good to do the same for that card?
You have a PSA 10?
Yes.
Yes, I do.
Okay, and that also pop one, both pop ones.
Yeah, I would try to get some obnoxious number, give it a day or two, and if you can't, then I would let it rip on auction.
Okay, love it. Well, thank you. And I think there's a problem with YouTube if you cannot see the count for the viewers and stuff like that. There's a problem. Every time I go to YouTube app, it tells me that I'm offline. So I had to kind of
Yeah,
like watch you.
there's probably a bug in the system.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Anyway, well, thank you for the advice. Much appreciated.
All right, safe. Good luck with it.
You too.
All
Bye
right,
bye.
bye. All right.
Hello.
What's up, Antonio?
Hey, Monday morning.
What's up, man? How was your weekend?
It was good, man. How about you? Did you take UConn or did you take Duke?
I didn't bet that game, but I did bet UConn in the previous game, and I won. But yeah, that was a crazy game. Oh my god, if I took Duke, I'd be so pissed.
I almost did it too. It's like you said, I took the previous games, I stacked up some cabbage, and life happened, so I forgot to get the bets in. And I was like, maybe it was for a reason. And sure enough, you just saw what happened.
You know, sometimes when you're gonna make a bet and then it would have lost, that feels just as good as a win.
Hey, but how'd the whole tennis activity go?
Oh yeah, that was incredible. Wow. Just I went to the night match was one of the best tennis matches of the year. People in here probably didn't follow it, but it was like the final score was 7-6, 7-6, 7-6. It went to three.
Jesus.
Yeah, it went to three tiebreakers. It took like 3 hours, and the last tiebreaker, the guy was down 6-2 and came back, and the place was going bananas. But yeah, it was good.
Hey, nobody's ever studied. I mean, maybe because it's not on sports cast or anything else. Is there a lot of knee injuries in tennis? Because man, they make so many lateral cuts. Like you would think, and then I don't know. Maybe I don't know what they play on, but like it has to be hard. And
no, there's not really. There's not that for. I would think there'd be way more injuries in tennis. There's really not. You know, you have your shoulder and elbow injuries, but lower leg injuries doesn't happen that frequently. Cramping happens frequently.
we had 3 hours on a match. You're kidding me.
Yeah, and they play so much. But yeah, it doesn't happen. A lot of them also when they are making like a really hard, like getting to like a low ball and they're running full speed, they don't cut, they slide. Even on hard court. So it's not like you're making these cuts like you're an NFL running back.
All right. Well, I got one question for you real quick, and then I'll let you get back to everybody else. So I know I got some money in revenue, like I said, about roughly $3,000 after selling all the inventory.
Nice.
But my only thing was, I know you said to go after $100 cards, so this was kind of like my idea put together. So roughly $30 to grade a card. That's 5 cards a week, so that's $150. So it's about $600 a month. So if I put $1,200 aside for 2 months of grading costs, that leaves me with roughly $1,800 to spend. However, I don't want to dive into $100 cards because I could blow my load within, $500 a week. That's already going to go through the first month quickly. But if the math makes sense, going after $25 to $50 cards, could that be something to pursue also? Because of course we're going to weed out some of the other cards that don't make it after eBay because the small things you can't catch, but just to keep things rolling on the smaller level, that way I don't burn out the first month, and I'll have like 2 months of $1,800 to capital to keep spending. Because I still got more stuff rolling in also from
PSA.
PSA.
It's tough because the $30 cards, if you get 9s in them, you lose. So you really need to have a strong gem rate, like 60-70% to make money. So I would probably try to stay above $50. And like I would if I was in your shoes, I'd probably either go after select football of guys from 2024. You could start buying like Topps Chrome basketball. I'd probably stay away from like the Cooper Flags and Con Knupples personally.
Oh, definitely, man. I'm scared of those.
Yeah. But like even so, like here, let me look real quick so I actually know what I'm talking about. Like we take a Topps Chrome X Fractor, like VJ Edge Comb, right? This card is like $40 raw, and a PSA 9 is $40. So you're gonna lose a good chunk of money if you get a bunch of nines back. But if you get tens, the tens do really well. They do like over $200. So you really need to know what you're doing to send in these bulk lots. At that, which is why I recommend the $100 level, because at least if you know what you're doing and you buy the cards at the right time and they get nines, a lot of time you could break even. So I'd probably go after not the $30, $40 cards if I were you.
Okay, yeah, just making sure, because I know like there's some of the Optus hollows, of course, those are like 10, $15. They can almost churn 120. But like I said, I was so nervous because I'm like, you're never gonna sell it at that comp, right? You're always gonna sell it because that's just the easiest way I've been moving is about 85%. Sometimes 80, of course, if it makes the double back.
Yeah.
So, but those ones just don't seem like you can't get there.
Well, the hollows,
like,
I would not do that, because the hollow cards are usually a death trap that are $20, because it looks good because the PSA 10 is $150, but they're hard to grade. A lot of them have surface problems. They only grade a 10 like 30% of the time, and when you get a 9, you're losing out on the grading fee. So yeah, at the end of the day, after all your cards come back from grading, a lot of the time you break even. So I would stay away from the hollows. Like, it's got to be easy shit to grade if you're buying $20, $30, $40 cards where you could gem at least 70%. I mean, you could just break down the math, right? Like, if you buy a bunch of $30 cards and a PSA 10 is $150, and after fees and this and that, you're going to make 60, $70 profit on each one. Hopefully it goes up in value. And then, if you get a 9, you're losing out on a $30 grading fee. Well, if that math stays true and you profit $60 if it gets a 10, and a 9, you're losing $30. I think the math says that you would need to grade a 10 at least 33% of the time to break even, just to break even, right? You don't want to go through all that effort to make a little bit of money. So I would not buy the cards that cheap.
Okay, so probably just keep sticking with the marathon, not a sprint. So I've been doing since with your program since September. So this, like I said, has been awesome. So I built up to now, so where it's a self-sufficient running machine after the investment. So that's why I kind of want to keep it. But I guess if I have to send off 2 or 3, I'd rather take those odds if they look really good than trying to send off all these 1s or 2s and just slowly bleeding out.
Yeah, that's probably the route I would go. I mean, yeah, that's the route I would go personally. And then the other route is, it always makes it easier. Just be as cheap as possible the next few months and save as much cash as you could. put more cards into the grading system so you can get more.
Yeah, do that also.
Yeah.
Oh, shit, man, appreciate it.
Cut out all the subscriptions you don't use. You'd be surprised. You probably have a bunch.
Oh, believe me, yeah, exactly. Or like the Coke Zeros. I know you don't do it because you're almost done with your health journey yet, but that's another day for another topic. But yeah, Coke Zero day and a coffee sometimes goes a long way.
Oh, they taste good. They're so refreshing. They're so refreshing. I get it. I love Coke Zero. I love coffee, but yeah, I hear you 100%. There's an app that could plug into your bank account, and it'll tell you all the subscriptions you have, so you can just go through them and ask yourself if you actually use them.
Oh shit, I'll look into that.
Yeah, just ChatGPT it or Google it. You'll see what it is.
All right, brother. You take care, man. Have a good week.
All right, Antonio. Thanks.
All right, see ya.
Bye. All right, that was Antonio.
Eric, what up, brother?
What up, Randy?
How are you, man? How was your weekend?
It was good. Can't complain. Slept. Worked.
Yeah. Did you end up going to Jersey, or did you end up chilling?
Jersey?
Yeah, for a card show, you said you might go to Jersey for.
That card show's in 2 weekends from now.
Okay.
It's interesting because it's called the Dallas Card Show, but it's in New Jersey. Isn't that funny?
Yeah, that would confuse me. That would just confuse me more than anything. Yeah, I went to the Pittsburgh one, and I definitely agree with your sentiment of, hey, if there's a bunch of tables, you're not going to have much buying opportunity, because that's exactly what happened there. Long lines and not a lot of good opportunity to buy.
Was that the big Pittsburgh? No, the big Pittsburgh one is the day before the draft, right? There's another.
Yeah, they have one. Yeah, they have one then, and then but this one was supposed to be like 500 tables. It's probably like 250 tables. It was still decent, but definitely not great. Not great.
Yeah,
One of those big guys, and you talk about all the time having personality when you're at the table. Like a lot of guys that just seem absolutely miserable doing it.
right. I ask myself that these guys just seem miserable sitting behind their booths. I'm like, man, you're living the dream. You're at a card show, like selling cards, making money.
Yeah, I'll never understand that. Like as I build up and like get ready to start doing this for myself, it's just like I'll never be that person. But I got a question for you.
Yeah, do it.
You know, obviously you talk about case hits and you know how it's basically a falling knife most of the time. You know, especially the newer products.
Yep.
But what about guys that have the value's been established, right? So like, for example, I was looking at Jaden Daniels. Kabooms, downtowns, that kind of deal.
Sure.
I was working a deal with like a guy possibly they're going for like because I don't really do the raw grade so much anymore. I've been just kind of focused on buying slabs. I just find it easier for me because I'm not taking as much risk.
Yep.
Buy low, sell high.
Yep.
But what's your opinion on that? Just buying case hits that have been established, you kind of know the value and make that 20 to 30% margin if you can.
Yeah, that's good. That's why. Yeah, just all you're doing is you're just buying graded higher end cards in the off season, and just buying them while they're low. It's no different than I prefer to buy the colored prism and a little bit more rare stuff because I have a very good understanding of what stuff is worth, so I'm able to kind of take advantage of people buying the more rare stuff because I'm able to get in cheap. But yeah, that's good stuff. And also grading the downtown stuff. I don't really prefer to do that because it's hard to double your money.
Yeah, 100%. And that's why I was just like, I just felt like I have money to spend, can use the money and just kind of do the investing strategy more than the raw to grade. Not saying like raw to grade doesn't work, but to me, I almost feel like there's less risk.
There is.
For 3 months.
All it is.
Hoping that it gems.
Yeah, the problem, like how much money are you working with?
About 25,000.
Okay, so you have money. Okay, yeah, so you have enough money to do it. Like the problem is most people have like 4 or 5 grand. And if you buy 2 downtown cards of Jaden Daniels, well, now you're sitting on your hands for 2-3 months and you kind of blew your budget because you kind of need a good chunk of money to make it happen. Buying their already graded stuff or else it's not worth it. But I wouldn't, I mean, there is no, I would not discount grading. Like I would say do both because it's something you want to get good at.
Yeah.
Like there's no, like I could just give you an example. Like I have a student that bought a bunch of Pete Crow Armstrong cards in November, right? And he bought a bunch of them. He got them graded. They were dirt cheap. Nobody wanted him. And he was into these cards for like 40, 50, 60 bucks each. And he let them all go for like 300 plus because a lot of them got 10s. They were easy grades and he made a shit ton of money. So, like there's nothing is more profitable buying raw while it's low. And instead of letting it, sit on your desk already graded, you let it sit at PSA and get graded. And it goes up in value and it gets a 10. You make bonkers money. So,
100%. Yeah. I have like 30 cards for grading right now. So it's just like now I'm like, all right, well, my hands are kind of tied as I wait for the grades to come back. So I'm just like kind of playing it safe from the standpoint of, hey, hopefully they gem. Obviously, I said most of them with high gem rates, but if they don't, I'm still new to like the raw to grade kind of thing. At least I'll have some 10s in the showcase to be like, oh, I have some 10s in here,
Yep. And yeah, so I would do some of the grading. But yeah, you have the money. Just keep in mind the reason I talk about grading a lot is because most people don't have or not willing to spend $25,000. So that's why I talk about it a lot.
I'm all in, brother. I'm definitely all in. I'm going for broke on it. Not actually literally, but I'm definitely definitely trying to make it work for sure.
Yeah. Are you in the program or no?
No, I would consider it though. I think if it makes sense, yeah, I don't see why not. I just, I was in your event when you did the golden ticket thing. I honestly should have bought it then, but I was being a sis about it.
Wow.
But yeah, I hear somebody out about it.
You were a sis. I think the price point was like $397 up front, right?
Yeah. I should have just done it. I was literally just like, I think sometimes I get caught up to like the way you were doing it. Like I just, I think I get caught up in the theatric of the event and I'm watching other people buy. I'm like, man, this is pretty cool what he's doing. And then I'm like, oh shit, I should be buying right now.
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, I don't really like, I try to avoid on this podcast selling people because that's just no one wants to hear me fucking sell people. But and like I tell people all the time, like, listen, don't buy it. You could spend your money better elsewhere. But in your case, you have a lot of money. Like I would talk with a coach or sales rep and let yourself get sold because
like so they called me, but they never followed up. I'm not trying to throw anybody under the bus like I mean.
Oh yeah, I'll tell someone to hit you up. But in your case, it will. I'm not just saying this. Obviously, I love people paying me money and joining the program, but it will expedite what you're doing tenfold because you don't have a little bit of money. You're dealing with a decent chunk of change and just one golden nugget. That's all you need to take away. That'll increase your, your ability to make money will make the whole thing worth it. And you'll get 20 golden nuggets. So I would strongly consider it if I were you. I would not fly blind because I flew blind for a long time and I made a shit ton of mistakes. So don't be me.
All right, fair enough. Well, it works out in the end, so that's what matters.
Yeah,
I appreciate it.
I'll tell someone to hit you up. Go to the presentation. Cool. If you want to do it, do it. If not, no biggie. But did I answer your question though?
Yeah, you did. Yeah, I appreciate you, brother.
Cool. Yeah, if you have anything else, just let me know.
All right, brother. Take
care. All right, Randy. Later.
Later.
I think that's the first time ever I sold someone on here. Try to avoid doing that. No one wants to hear me sell someone. No one wants that shit, right?
Hello?
Hey, you have Eric. You're live.
Hey, how's it going? This is Josh.
What's up, Josh? How can I help?
So I've been into the hobby for about a year now. Been buying a lot of draw cards and grading.
Yep.
And so I got a Travion Henderson, like the Patriots rookie running back.
Okay.
Blue Prism, super short print out of retail. Sells for about $100, $150 raw. It's a pop one. I got a PSA 10 on it.
Oh, nice.
I'm not sure if I should auction it off on eBay and just make my money now, or if I should maybe hold it later into the off season, or maybe just put like a high buy now price. So just looking to see what maybe you would do with the card.
Yeah, one, I would not hold it. You have the first PSA 10, so the first PSA 10 is always going to sell for a lot. Newer cards like that actually go down in value as the season gets closer because the supply goes up because more people are ripping open packs and more are coming into existence. So you want to sell that ASAP. And you said raws do like $100?
Yeah, I got it for $100. There's a couple sales at like 150. So I don't know if it would maybe go in the like 200 to 300 range in a 10.
No, I think it'll do more than that. Let me see. 2025 Prism Blue Henderson. It's a let's see.
It's listed on Market Movers as like an SSP.
SSP. Let's see if I can find this card. It's not autographed, right?
No, it's not autographed.
God, oh yeah, so it sells for $150. I would actually say that card will do. I'd be shocked if it did less than $300. What I would do is I would try to sell it. The lowest I would take is 300, like lowest, and then I'd actually be keen to auctioning that because when you auction newer PSA 10s, there's a lot of hype and stuff because it's the first one. Like it could go for a lot. Auctions could be risky, but that one, if it was mine, I would auction.
Okay, cool. I appreciate it. I'll probably list it maybe like $500. See if I get offers, and then if a week goes by or something, I'll put it up for a 7-day auction.
Yep, that sounds good, man. I would just pay attention to the population report because you don't want another one to pop, and then So you want to be the first PSA 10 sale.
Okay. Yep, that makes sense. All right, I appreciate it. That's all I got for you.
All right, Josh. Thanks, man.
All right, thanks, man.
All right, bye. All right, that was Mr. Josh. This is New Mexico.
Yes, hello?
Hey, you have Eric. You're live.
Hey, what's going on, Eric? This is Ryan here from New Mexico.
What's up, Ryan? How can I help?
Good. I just got into the hobby here about beginning of the year.
Okay.
I had my wife's father. He passed away, and he had a bunch of Jordan cards and Skybox, 72 Skybox, 92 Skybox, I'm sorry.
Okay.
And he had a bunch of players, and I took him into my local card shop here in Albuquerque, which is about 2 hours away.
Oh, wow.
So, pretty much told me I had a bunch of duds and to look out for the modern cards. And so I got a mega box of the 2026 Topps Series 1.
Okay.
And my first pull, I pulled a 1 out of 50, a 75th anniversary die cut of Bobby Witt Jr. So
Okay.
should I hold on to that bad boy and keep collecting?
That's a very broad question. But it's not autographed, right?
It is autographed. It's auto. I'm sorry.
Oh, it is autographed. Oh, wow.
Yes.
There's a lot to unfold there. I feel like you just need a whole lesson on kind of how sports cards works through and through. But to give you a very simple answer, I would sell that card. Probably go for like at least $200, I think. Probably more.
Yeah, they're around there. Yeah.
And I wouldn't break open packs and boxes because you will lose money. I could virtually guarantee it. It's a bad gamble. It seems like everybody always has that beginner's luck somehow. Somehow they know it's your first pack and they just suck you in. And then you'll end up blowing a lot of money. And also, you usually want to sell baseball in the beginning of the season or right before the season because it usually does go down in value as time goes on because most players underperform. If it was my card, I would sell it, not open up any packs or boxes, and start to get into the game of flipping cards. But I would not hold it to answer your question.
Okay. And then just one more separate question after that. Is it good to just stay baseball for like as of right now? Because I'm into UFC, the WWE, the other cards too, but I'm like, should I sell this card and start flipping from here or sell it and then ripping boxes? But I already knew the best answer you gave.
I would sell the card.
Yes,
and if you want to make as much money as possible, you want to be in all the sports. So you want to be buying. You want to be buying while things are cheap and buying in the off season. So right now it's the off season for football. So there's guys you could buy that are cheap and they'll come up in value. The baseball off season is obviously November, December. That's when you want to buy baseball. While it's cheap, while it's low, and then basketball, the off seasons, depending if the person made the playoffs or not, May, June. So that's, you kind of want to be buying while guys are in the toilet, but buy low, sell high, not buy high and sell higher. So,
yes, sir. All right, perfect there, Mr. Eric. I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks, Ryan. Appreciate it.
All righty, we'll see you.
It's funny because like a lot of you guys listening to this, I've heard me say that a million times, and there's newer guys that are like, should I hold this card? I'm like, you haven't listened to much of the content.
Oh, hello?
Hey, you have Eric. You're live.
Hey, how's it going, Eric?
What's up? Who's calling?
Robert from San Antonio.
Robert, what's up, man? Wemby fan?
Say it again? Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I think the Spurs will beat the Thunder in the playoffs.
Hopefully they've done it before.
Yeah, I think they will.
The playoffs, but the regular season.
Yeah, I think Wemby's just too much, man. That guy he can just stand in the paint and he makes a huge impact.
Yeah. I had a question about some one baseball card.
Yeah, go.
Just some comps. It's a 2025 Topps Chrome Black Lava Spencer Strider.
So hold on, let me just look it up. So are you asking me like what it's worth?
Yes, sir. I pulled it from a like what's it called, a blaster pack, and I was like, oh snap.
Is it autographed?
No.
What's the number 2?
10.
And it's Topps Chrome?
Yes, sir. 2025.
Oh, wow. And 2025 Topps Chrome Strider. Let's see. Hold on. Let me just look something up. So his Superfractor, 1 of 1 did $1,200, and then out of 3 did $330, and then yours numbered out of 10.
Yes, sir.
What's the color?
Black. It's like a black and blue, kind of matching like the Braves colors.
Black and blue. I would say somewhere in the ballpark of 150-ish.
Okay.
To maybe 200. There's an out of 10 cosmic. I'd say like, it's tough. It's a rare card. It's like 150-ish. It could be a little less. It could be a little more.
Okay. That's it. Thank
That's
you.
it? Well, thank you, sir. Thank you for calling in.
Appreciate it.
All right, bye.
Bye.
I'll use this time to be selfish. Oh, shit. Whoops, I was calling him back. Let's check this out. Check this one out. Oh, I don't have a picture on here. Damn, I don't have a picture on here. So I started getting into the game of buying historical autographs. Okay. And I'm going to use this time to... Damn, I don't have a picture. Oh, wait, I do have a picture. It's coincidentally right here. All right. Check this out. I actually didn't. So this is insane what I'm doing. So this right here. You guys see this picture right there on that piece of paper? Paul McCartney, George Harrison, John Lennon, and Ringo Starr. All four are on one piece of paper. It's very rare because the only time you could get all four Beatles on one piece of paper was obviously when they were performing between 1963 and 1966. Rare autograph, but it's just on a piece of paper. And I was about to buy one this weekend, but it actually got sniped from me. But I was trying to determine what it's worth, and I had no freaking clue because it's not just like you can look these things up. These autographs comes in all sorts of shapes and sizes. So, for example, if we look this up, let me see if I could find this. Show you guys what I was looking at. I want to show you guys something interesting. I thought this was interesting. I became kind of obsessed this past weekend. Let's log into this. Come on, Eric, log in. All right, so there's this. Oh, why are you asking for my credit card? All right. Let's share the screen again. So this is one of the sites you could look at comps. And Beatles signed Harrison, Ringo, Lennon, Paul. Let's see if we look this up. And you can look at price results, right? And so you can see one sold for $7,000. Oh, wow. So one actually sold for $7,000. Interesting. So I saw this. Sold for $7,000. And then this one, I can't see the price. And then there were some baseballs of... I can't find it right now. Let me see if I could. I also saw this. So this is like how I thought this was so cool, how this stuff works. I can't find it. But anyways, there was a baseball of all four of them had an autograph on it, and it sold for $65,000. And I was like, why the hell did this... Why is there a piece of paper and it goes for like 7 to 10 grand with all four of their autographs? But then there's another one, just a baseball with all four of their autographs, sold for 60 grand. What the hell's going on? And then I discovered that baseball is from when they performed at Candlestick Park. And Candlestick Park was their last performance ever, all four of them together, besides when they performed on top of Abbey Road. Abbey Road is their... if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, that's the name of their, like, one of their performing studios, and they just did a random... This is also cool. You guys could tell I'm a history guy. Interesting Beatles fact. So they kind of split apart. And if you ever look up the rooftop concert Beatles, this was their actual last performance. So this is they just randomly got on this roof and performance, totally unexpected. This is in the middle of London, I think. This is their actual last performance, I believe. But their last concert was at Candlestick Park, and that baseball is from that concert, and that's why it sold for $65,000. And I didn't know that, so I had to do some research. Then I saw another baseball that sold for 20 grand, and I was like, why did this one sell for 20 grand? That was from their first performance at Shea Stadium, their first performance in the United States. I don't know if you guys have seen this. You guys must have seen clips of this. Beatles, Shea Stadium. Shea Stadium is the name of the old Mets ground, and this was like a legendary concert. The girls were just screaming, going crazy. Oh wait, am I sharing my screen? I'm not. I'm not even sharing my screen. I'm a dum-dum. There we go. Girls were going crazy. This is their first concert ever. And the baseball is from this concert, so that's why I sold it for so much. And as I'm getting into this historical autographs, I'm like, man, it's so involved, and you kind of have to take a guess. And I'm in the works of working out a deal for. I'll show you guys. So I'm getting somewhere with this. Where are you? So check this one out. I can't show you guys the website. I guess I could, but check this out. So I'm in the middle of working out a deal for this. So this is signed by Albert Einstein from one of his I guess study books or something along those lines. But what makes it a little bit more valuable than the average book is this one, even though I can't read it and I don't know much of this math stuff, he was talking about the theory of relativity, which is obviously very relevant to like his like biggest works he's done, including like the atom bomb. But I think it's just so interesting, this stuff. It's such a Wild West. Sports cards is the Wild West, but this is really the Wild West. This stuff is insane. Like, who knows what this is worth? There's other documents of Einstein that go for like 6-7 grand. There's ones that go for way more. Like, where do you put this? It's like important, but like not super important. There's another thing I'm trying to get as well. It's signed by Thomas Jefferson, and it was him signing a law, and the law basically stated that the federal government would now take control of beacons and lighthouses because it was important for protecting the United States. And this was like a very early law passed. So like depending on the law passed, the document will go for more and less. Like a super important law will go for tons of money. But this is the world I've started to get into, and I'm buying this stuff just for investing purposes and just holding it. But I think it's so interesting that you really kind of have to take a guess as to what this stuff is worth and how important is it to you and how important do you think it'll be to a future buyer. So I already have one presidential document of some sort of simple thing that Theodore Roosevelt signed, even though it's worth a few $1,000s. But this is what I started to dive into a little bit, just for long-term investing purposes. I also love history, if you guys have listened to this podcast, so I think it's really cool. But yeah, the question I was gonna ask you guys is what do you guys think that what do you guys think that the Beatles? I don't have a picture of it, so I can't show you guys. But I was gonna ask you guys, what do you guys think the Beatles thing I was gonna buy was worth? But I don't. Like I said, I don't have a picture, so I can't show you guys. But I'll keep you guys updated on the stuff I buy. Walter didn't answer. Such a shame. Such a shame. 2 no answers?
Hello.
Hey, you have Eric. You're live.
Hey, Eric. How's it going? Travis here from over in Illinois. I've called a couple times.
Yep. What's up, Travis? How can I help?
I was actually calling about a question about some just some low buys for NBA players.
Yep.
We were talking about how this is a season, and you not just today, but you had mentioned the past couple of weeks, and I listen a lot, so kind of just been digging just through the player pool of some buys on some stuff. And if you were like wanting to make an upside play on a player, let's say his value is super depressed, are you going to have better profit margins if you buy like a bunch of refractors of a player, like maybe like a prism refractor or like a lower numbered refractor or numbered something like that, like several of those cards? Or would you be better served getting like a numbered auto or something like that? let's say you were going to put the same amount of money into each, what would have better profit margins? Buying several of the one, or just buying like one of his big cards?
Are you grading them?
Of course.
So over the long term, the lower end stuff, the $50 to $100 stuff. So obviously it just depends on the specific card and the specific deal you're getting. But
sure.
So let's see, what's the best way to explain this? So when you start buying cards that are worth like $500, $1,000,
Yeah.
you get into a world where it's harder to find cards to grade because people buying and selling those types of cards usually know what the hell they're doing. But
Right.
there's $100, $50, $200 cards littered all over the place that are broken by people that open up packs and boxes all the time. Most people don't grade cards because they don't want to deal with it. And there's tons of cards there in good condition. And also, this is just general, this is not an absolute, but when you buy $100 card and you get it graded, the percent of profit you're usually able to make is higher than buying $1,000 card. Because when you buy $1,000 card and you get a 10, there's less of a market for it because people just can't afford it. It's worth like $2,000 plus now. But $100 card graded to a 10, that's now worth $200-$300. The average collector could afford it. So it creates a higher bidding war. So usually you could 3 times your money. It's hard to 3 times your money on a card you're buying for $1,000. A card you're buying for $100, you get 3 times your money all the time. They exist all over the place. So you would rather have 10 $100 cards than one $1,000 card.
Okay. Well, what about like diversifying and saying, I guess what I'm asking is like, I found a player that I really like, and I don't want to say his name, but his value is super low right now.
Can you tell me if I call you after this? I'm kidding.
Can I tell you in a couple days?
Yeah, no, don't tell me because I'll blurt it out on here. Don't tell me.
Okay, yeah.
Keep it a secret.
Well, I really think I found somebody, and I just know I have. And
oh yeah, you're getting the audience excited now.
Okay, well, I've gotten a bunch of his low end stuff.
Okay,
and they're like I've bought a ton of his X Rackers for like $2, $1, all this stuff, and I moved into some prisms, and I've probably got 60, 70, 80 of his cards that are like $1 to $3, and I bought a couple of his autos that are like mid-tier numbered, and they're $100 to $30, somewhere in there. But there's one that is up there right now, and it's a really big card, but it is, I know it'll get a 10. It's perfect. There's a ton of pictures of it. It's numbered. It's like a color match. Like everything in my mind is telling me to get it, but I've never bought a card this big in my life, and I'm scared to buy it. And I need to talk to my wife before I buy it, but it's just one of those things where like, it's already got a bunch of views today, and I know if I don't buy it and jump on it, it's going to get bought. And I don't know. I just feel like I don't want to have FOMO, but at the same time, like his value's so depressed that.
Hey, you want to because I want to help you, but I know you don't want to say what player it is, and I won't say it out loud. Text me right now. Like, is it an eBay link?
Yeah, but it is.
So if you want, and you don't have to do this, you could text me the eBay link. I'll look at it. I won't share my screen. I'll look at it, and then I'll just tell you what I would offer if I was buying and what I think it's worth. If you want me to do that, if not, it's no big deal. It doesn't matter.
Okay, yeah. Well, that's the other thing. I've learned a lot and like watched you. So I've looked at the last sold one was like $150 less, and I think if I bought it for the buy now price, I'd still be in it good. Like I really do. But I know I could get it maybe $100 or $150 cheaper, or I could just go buy it right now and be done with it. So I'm just, I don't know. I'm kind of torn. It's like I said, it's out of 5. It's a numbered. It's color matched. Like it's a sweet card. But I mean, he could crap the bed. But I think I could at least get my money back in a few months if it didn't work out.
Well, okay. So one thing I would say about your strategy is buying those $1 and $2 and $3 cards. They're really hard to grade and make money with by sending those cards in for grading, because when you get a 9 on those cards, you're going to lose money, most likely. So It's if I'm buying a lower end player like that, just buy his high end stuff. His high end stuff is only worth $50, $100, and you can get that stuff graded and not lose your ass if the card gets a 9. So that's one thing. Keep that in mind. And then, yeah, it's hard for me to help without knowing the exact card, obviously. But it sounds like it's not that risky. How expensive can it be if his lower end cards are doing like $2, $3?
Yeah, and I mean, who hasn't blown $800 in the last year on some BS? Like, if it all adds up, and I just figure, I don't know. But like my plan with the lower dollar stuff was, I'm like doing the best I can at seeing, what the condition is, and hopefully if I get a bunch of those, and I can single out maybe 10 or 12 that I could send in randomly with my other, submissions, and hopefully get a 10 back on it if they have a decent gem rate. I mean,
yeah. Well, let me ask you this: this player that you're talking about, is this upcoming like the next basketball season, is the team he's on? Do they have a likelihood of being better or being good?
They've got. I mean, like a lot of teams in the NBA, they're just younger and they've got promise. Like they're not and it's not a shit market either. Like it's not a terrible market. It's not a huge market, but it's not a terrible market.
Yes, I'd give it a shot. I mean, I just bought I can tell you this. I just bought. I actually bought my first basketball card this off season. It was this card. It was a Topps Chrome 2025 Ace Bailey red basketball out of 5. I bought the card already graded as a PSA 10. The guy gave it to me for $2,100. There's raw sales of $1,000 and $1,500. I like Ace Bailey. I think his value could go up. We'll see. I think it's gonna be hot over the summer, but who knows? But
I agree. He's definitely one. And
yeah.
You said it was out of 5.
Yeah, it was a Topps Chrome red basketball out of 5. It's it's called. That's the name of the variation basketball.
Okay. One other quick question while I have you on there.
Yeah.
Just trying to go back and forth on all these different variations of autos.
Yep.
And like you'll find the ones that are on like his normal like card, like the player card, but then you'll find like the insert autos.
Like the sticker autos, you mean?
Not a sticker, but it'll be like an auto on an insert. Like,
okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like it'll have his regular card, but then there'll be like an old version, like the 1980 version of an older card with his signature on it that's numbered also.
Okay.
Which autos are more sought after? Which ones are more valuable? Like if you're comparing apples to apples on the numbered, so you got out of 15.
Is it Topps Chrome?
Yeah, like if you had a Topps Chrome, this is just like a general question. Like if I've got a Topps Chrome numbered out of 100 on like the regular Cooper flag card,
yeah.
But then I've got maybe a refractor, but then I've got a Topps Chrome refractor out of 100 on like one of his inserts. Like which one is more valuable and why?
Not the insert, most likely the other one. But the way I look at it is the most sought after ones are the true bold colors: blue, red, and orange. Like red basketball is not true red; it's a variation of red. And then, but I wouldn't overthink it. All the Topps Chrome stuff is very liquid and desirable. They're all good. They all sell. I wouldn't overthink it.
Okay. And the Topps Chrome Sapphire, is that just the next level? One, is that more sought after? I know it's
those
scarce,
are like a Topps Chrome refractor. They're liquid cards. They're sought after. Yeah, they're good.
Yeah, it's like a whole nother set that's more expensive, and I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm still figuring out as I go. Okay, well, dude, I think I'm gonna pull the trigger. Who cares?
Do it, man.
Only live once, right?
YOLO. It's only money.
I'll let you know what player it is. You may want to dabble in him. I don't know. We'll see.
Well, let me know. I'd be honored. I'd be honored to be told.
No. Well, I'm honored you took my call. So thanks a bunch and keep it up, man. I appreciate it.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Up later.
Bye. All right. I think that's a wrap. Your boys got to leave. But we do this on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday at 10 a.m. Eastern. I'll keep you guys updated on the historical autographs. I think it's super cool. I bought my first basketball card, that card of Ace Bailey. That's also cool. Someone said, is there an app or website that generates in profit percentage of raw graded cards? No, there's not, but it's in development. I don't know if we're going to release it to the public, though, but we are making something very, very similar to what you're saying. But cool. I'll see all you guys hopefully tomorrow. Like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you in the next